So if you got time, don't worry, I'm going to go over, but this is just live press conferences.
Last 100 years, and the expectations that we put on ourselves are immense, but I tried my best. Jake done well while it lasted, but if you remember what I said in the interview with Cameron is, fighting's not just physical, it's psychological. And when you understand the psychological warfare, I did say to you that, Jake, what's going to happen? I'm going to see a time when I'm going to take your soul and you're either going to give up or you're going to get knocked out.
Right.
And unless you have that instinct, you just will never be a good fighter. So
right.
I wish that I could have knocked him out at the start. But as we saw...
What did I say?
Tonight, Jake has spirit. He has some heart. He tried his best. And I take my hat off to him because, number one, a lot of fighters haven't got in the ring with me, and Jake did.
True.
And secondly, even when he got knocked down, he kept on trying to get up, and I take my hat off to him. So America,
X, you're chilling. You're chilling. You're chilling. If you want to, yeah, no worries. That's why I'm just kind of going over the fight, but I'm breaking this down.
I think you have someone who could potentially, if he still has the heart for it, come back again, dust this.
Pain, welcome to strength.
And come again.
Well, I did a whole reaction on YouTube. I put the link up. But I think the result was decent. My problem is, I think Anthony should have won earlier but given the circumstances, and this is kind of what Anthony's. Holy shit! My ring light just came down. That was scary. To Anthony's point, like Jake was just dancing around for like 70 hours, and it was getting very like the first 5 rounds. Jake was kind of like just not dance, but like running in circles. He kept hugging him, he kept running in circles, and he kept dropping to the ground. That's not. See, people are going to go and make the argument that the first 5 rounds he stayed in the fight. It's not that Jake stayed in the fight, guys. This is what you're not understanding. He was running in circles and going and literally diving at the ground. You're not staying in the fight. He walks off. He said himself, he might even have his jaw broken as he's coughing up blood post-interview. To me, that's not staying in the fight as much as it is just running in circles and trying to entertain. He's sticking his tongue out like this. It's like, bro, you know exactly what you're doing. You did this for content. I like.
He set out this center sometime in 2020.
But this is the live press conference, babe.
Javonte Davis, Ryan Garcia. Who knows?
Eddie, I want to follow with you because when this fight was first announced, you had said something to the effect of this would end Jake Paul's career. After what you saw tonight, do you think that Jake should continue to box, or what do you think the future holds for him?
Yeah, I really take my hat off. I mean, we have to see if it is a broken jaw. Those injuries are very difficult to come back from. But as AJ said, like that last shot would have knocked out a lot of heavyweights. And I know he went down heavy, but you know he was conscious on the floor. And I thought his game plan, although obviously very negative early on, which it had to be, was smart at times. And there were times where he held his feet and let his hands go. You know, it was a very one-sided fight. It was always going to be a one-sided fight. But you can't give him anything but credit and respect. There's a lot of negative people out there. There's a lot of people who want to criticise people. They're not doing what Jake Paul's done. He just went in with Anthony Joshua and gave it his best shot. Took a lot of punishment.
That is true.
Ended the fight eventually on his feet after the stoppage. So
and he's got a point there, but I think it's not even like me personally. I'm not criticizing Jake Paul, dude. I'm criticizing the decision to take on this fight. You are fighting somebody who is in a complete different weight class, almost 100. It feels like almost 100 pound more. It's 245 to 216 with a 3-inch advantage and reach, and it's not a it's not an exhibition. It's not me criticizing, it's me being realistic. And guys, I talk about this in the YouTube video. For you guys watching on YouTube, you saw what I said. But it's frankly to me, if I'm going to criticize him and say, oh, I hate Jake Paul, I don't like him in this, I think that's unreasonable. I agree. And I actually like Jake Paul. But for me to say, okay, I don't think you should have taken this fight, I don't think I'm a hater for that, guys. I don't.
You'll have to see physically how that jaw I don't know the severity of it. It's a very difficult injury to come back from. But he showed he's got ability, and that's what we said. You know,
True.
he's dedicated to the game.
And he's right about that.
Last one, AJ. Before this fight, we talked, and you said, I'm not thinking about 2026 until after this fight. Now, what is the plan? Because there was talk about Turki Al-Sheikh saying that you would take an interim fight before you would fight Tyson Fury. Can you guys kind of illuminate what the plan is entering next year?
So, the best promoter in the world has been speaking with Turkey, His Excellency, Riyadh Season, and now he's going to relay those messages and speak to my training team. The Right to Fight team, they're going to have conversations, they're going to speak to my manager, and everyone's going to kind of see where I'm at. My training team know my body really well. They know what I've been through over the X amount of weeks I've been with them. So it's up to them to make a decision. They're going to speak with Eddie, and then hopefully in a week or so, I'll have some news. I'm a strong guy. I want to push on, but the coaches, it's really up to them.
X, no worries, and it's great to see you. Feel free to come by anytime, obviously. And I'm glad to see you, man. It's been a minute.
They're the ones that guide me. Fighters will always fight. Coaches are there to guide us.
And no sorries, bro. I get it. Been there.
AJ's Kevin Garcia, aka the Puerto Rican Kid KG, and I just wanted to get your assessment. You know, you've now been in the ring with Jake Paul and Francis Ngannou. What do you think about them comparatively when you assess what they were like up against you?
Both good. Both have heart.
Paul and Francis?
It takes a lot. That ring walk. Obviously, 1,000 fighters have done it before me, but it's a. Imagine sleeping the night before a big fight, and then you wake up in the morning and you're waiting for that moment when it's time to leave. You get to the change room, you make that walk. I take my hat off to Francis Ngannou because he's ultimately an MMA fighter, and he crossed over into boxing twice. He beat up Tyson Fury, and then had a short fight with me, but he walked in that ring twice. Credit to him. Then Jake Paul, who has been boxing now for 5 or so years at an elite level, the amount of pressure that's been put on his shoulders, and he's lived up to that pressure. I'm not going to say that they're world class, because in our modern day era, there's maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 Anthony Joshuas that can punch, that can avoid punches, that know what they're doing in the ring. So Jake will struggle at top level.
True.
But he has a place in boxing if he wants to stay.
Exactly.
So credit to him and his team for getting him this far.
Bingo, Anthony.
Just one other question for you, Anthony. Can you talk a little bit about, was it frustration or what was going through your mind when,
And see, guys, this is the thing. Anthony's whole point too is about how, like, there is a separate mental factor here, and there are very few Anthony Joshuas. And I think that's another one of the main points he hit there. That's just important, like, and people got to understand this, because eventually people just look delusional. And you know what I'm saying? It gets to a point, like, because I know people don't want to do this thing where they're haters. A lot of people now just want to avoid being haters. And what people don't understand, who have 30 IQ points, is that you're not being a hater by giving fair, constructive, or criticism that makes sense. Criticism is not hate. What hate is direct insults. Criticism is, I disagree with this or don't think they should be doing this. It is a different category. We got to get back to understanding that, guys, because there's a difference.
The clinching was happening. You had hit him a few times you let him go a few times, but then there was a time on the break where you gave him a few good body shots. What was happening in the ring?
So 2 things were happening in my mind in the clinches. In the clinch, he done really well. When you're in survival mode, you will always find a way. So I was trying to look for certain shots. I actually wanted to let my hands go in the clinch, but he done well to tie my hands up. And as you can see, when they were free, I tried to land a few body shots. And I tried when I could.
Love it.
It was a bit messy, but from a systematical breakdown, the right hand landed, it found its home, and the referee waved it off after. Did he get counted out, or did the ref wave it off?
I believe he got counted out.
So the right hand found its home.
knockout, yeah.
I would have loved to have landed some more body shots, but it weren't for tonight, maybe in the future, but we got the job done in the end anyway.
Congrats on the win, AJ.
Thank you, mate.
Jack from the Sun. A question for you, Eddie. There's actually been some rumours around the circuit this week.
Our plums,
There's a fight for
welcome.
AJ in February next year against the kickboxing champion Rico Van Hoven. Is there any legs to that?
No, we've been talking about a possible fight with Turk El Sheikh. Couple of opponents mentioned. The biggest challenge now, as you know, AJ said, it's 8 weeks tonight.
Hello there.
We're
We're just
you know, he had a very tough camp.
reacting to the post conference, and then we're gonna watch the fight, and then we're getting right into gaming.
8 or 9 weeks with a new team who gave him a good working over. So we will sit down with that team and talk about when he will be ready to return. So in an ideal world, that would be the time. But we're going to see when he's ready.
Why?
Rico, whoever it is, we haven't finalised that yet. But the date really is what we're going to work on over the next
That sucks,
4,
man.
5, 6 days, because we're not going to rush him back.
Get better soon, bro. Really. I mean, I hope so, bro, because that's annoying. I'm sorry about that, man.
If he's not quite ready, but it won't be long. And the plan is to fight in
Because there's literally nothing you can do about having the flu except for like resting and trying to like eat all right and stuff. So that's annoying.
spring,
Sorry, bro.
and then obviously fight Tyson Fury.
AJ, if you had it your way, would you just go into fight Tyson next, or would you like
Yeah.
one more?
Yeah, I would.
I love this guy. And I haven't even, heard much about Anthony Joshua except, going into the fight, did some research. But this guy's awesome. I love this dude.
We can do that, by the way, straight away. No interim fights. If Tyson's ready and AJ's ready, we don't have to fight in February or March. I think he's saying
I'll
he needs
give
to
the
fight.
Dosser 8 weeks.
Oh, yeah. The Tyson Fury
24
call-out was
hours to sign
insane.
a contract. Let's see if he's a man.
AJ right here.
Dude, he's funny, man.
Greedy belly.
Dude, oh, man.
Right here.
His
from
character, I like
Rafael
this
Prado
guy.
with, FightNews.com.
He's looking, saying, "Let me do the fucking. Let me come. Come, wait. We have Tyson Fury's cousin here.
No way.
Let him
Oh, that's
go.
great.
We'll do that. Tyson, what are you saying about maybe going straight into the fight with no warm-up?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll do it right now, 100%. Go back into that Casilla Centre, put that ring together, and put me in with him! 100%!
And what's John Fury saying? How's he feeling about the fight?
I tell you what! You know it! We all know it! Everyone here in America knows it! It's the biggest fight in boxing! Let's do it! 100%!
That's actually good.
And part of the
That
new
is
team,
really
obviously,
good.
Alexander Usyk. Who'd you see winning the fight?
For me, I have to go with the teammate. I have to go, but it's a very big fight, and we look forward to it, okay?
So, obviously, AJ is a fan of you, Mike Tyson. What do you think about the fight with him and Tyson Fury?
I'll tell you what, it feels there's something so big about it. And I think it's a big fight for British boxing, but not just that's the big fight globally. But we are in America, and I know Donald Trump wants to see it some.
It would be great if we could have it in America. It's a big fight.
Yeah.
It's
And
a
what of
very
Trump?
big
How's
fight.
Trump? What do you think Trump would say about bringing that fight to the USA?
We could bring it to the USA. We've got the World Cup here. That's going to be so big. The biggest World Cup you've ever seen in your entire life. So
Wait,
let's
who
have it
is
here.
this guy?
We've got big stadiums.
And Mike, I
This
saw
guy's
earlier when
impressions
you
are
just
great.
spoke, you also turned into Robert De Niro halfway through.
I did. I enjoyed that.
I meant Al
tonight.
Pacino.
Oh, we're in Miami in Scarface. I gotta tell you, with Jake Paul, you said,
Not expecting-
say hello to my little friend. That's how you did it. It is
ask
Christmas season, by the way. Joe Pesci likes Home Alone.
I wanted to ask you as well, Eubank Senior, about what you thought, how I carried myself with the Warriors Code.
Yes. I thought you carried yourself very well. I really did. I did that, and it was amazing to see. But I believe your promoter does a far better Chris Eubank Sr. And he doesn't do it in the interviews with me, so I think he should do it right now for me.
Anthony Joshua, how do you think you done tonight?
Listen, man, I'm working on you. I'm working on you. That's it. It's
I'm gonna come over there and give you one of
no,
these.
man, it's a work in progress.
That was really good. He did like 7 impressions. What the fuck? that was great.
Hey, Rafael Frado with FightNews.com. AJ, I want to ask you, you mentioned the psychological aspect of the game. It seemed like all your answers, the look in your eyes, everything, you just seemed to be very in tune, very aligned during the lead up to this fight. Was that just your reassessment of the game from being off for that amount of time, or the new camp with Usyk and his team, or is it just that you're a veteran now and the way you approach the game is different?
Good question. New team.
Yeah.
They giving me like a spark, a love for the game. Again, I took a year out. I needed that. You know, sometimes things can be going 100 miles an hour. Just needed to slow it down a bit and actually have a look at what's going on around me. And I think that's been important. And now I can just say, I'm just an athlete. That's what I want to be. I just want to be an athlete now. While I'm still competing and just give it 100%, I don't want to be anything else. I just want to be an athlete. I don't want to be distracted.
Right.
And I don't want to be a businessman. I just want to be an athlete. And I think that's my business. That's my
Right.
business. And if I can focus on that, I think I can reign again. I've still got a lot of passion for the game. And yeah, that's what's happened over the last year.
And he's
Focusing
also
more,
incredibly in shape.
taking away a lot of distractions, and the team I'm with are pushing me. And I think, like, even though it's hard, I know that's what's needed. And I'm welcoming more. I'm welcoming more challenges in the gym. I say it now, but it's what I need if I'm going to be successful in boxing.
Well, you can see it shining through, and it showed leading up
Sorry?
to this fight. You can see it shining through, and it showed leading up to this fight.
You can see it.
Yeah, I
For real?
definitely felt that way.
That's positive then, and long may it continue.
Charge this. Charge my headphones.
Hi AJ,
Good to
Sarah
see you.
from The Athletic. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
You know, obviously you said you had 15 months out, a time when I'm guessing you had lots of questions in your own mind. Did tonight answer any of those questions?
Well, I wanted to fight, so the question is, I was asking myself, do I actually want to fight? The only way I'm going to find out is if I get in the ring and have a feel for it. So getting in the ring today, I definitely want to fight,
Okay.
but I definitely want to get better as well. So
Fair.
I'm hungry for
Gotta
more.
find the hybrid.
I'm hungry to get back on that gravy train and just continue everything that I kind of left behind in
Absolutely.
2025. I had a tough defeat in my last fight, and I just want to. 2024, I had a tough defeat in 2024, and I just want to pick up and move forward again. So yeah, I'm glad that I got back in the ring and I figured out that this is where I want to be. It was a real test for me to figure out if I still want to continue or not, and this was a good eye opener to say this is where I want to be. I want to get back in the ring and go again.
Love it. I love it.
Thank you.
Anthony, I'm Travis with Weighing In with Travis Hartman. I don't know if you remember me, but at the very
You said
kickoff,
to Jake about his record.
I did.
What
He
did he say?
fought better fighters than this person and that, right?
Yep. And he
Who were
fought
they?
you in his 14th. But do you remember what I asked you?
So you asked me, I can't remember.
So I'd fought Terrence Crawford in the pros and went the distance with Terrence Crawford.
You fought who?
Terrence Crawford in the pros
Yeah.
and went the distance with him. Lost the decision on points. But I asked you if you went the distance with Jake Paul, would that be a loss?
Okay.
And you said yes, I had to knock him out.
Yeah.
So
And he did,
tonight,
so-
did it go how you thought it would go? And is it a success
He
for you? I know you
predicted
won.
like 5th or
We
6th
all
round, I
know that,
think.
right? Is it a success for you tonight? I have a follow-up.
No. I needed to do better. I needed to do better. Yeah.
He could have knocked him out earlier.
No, it's a win, but it's not a success. I think my coach expects more from me. and
Good
I expect
answer.
More from myself.
Genuinely a
But what can
good
we do? We
answer,
can't
bro.
reverse the clocks. I have to move forward. I have to put that in the past now. After today, you may see a bit of social media trying to lap up all of the algorithm attention. But for me, it's in the past. I can't live off of that win. I've got a lot of improvement that I need to do. So yeah, I'm not happy.
So I saw you when you were walking out. I got
Yeah.
to see you. You're right below me. You were standing there for a little bit. And I was just wondering, did this fight feel like a real fight? Like a fight when you go into a heavyweight championship of the world? Did it feel like that? Because to me, it just looked a little different. Because was it hard for you to really get up? For
Yeah.
that, knowing that
Yeah.
that's not
There was a lot riding
Dillian
on
White,
it. Nah.
Joseph Parker.
There was
all
a
of
lot
those
riding
guys.
on this fight.
Yeah.
There was a lot riding on this fight. A
Yeah.
lot of pressure. A lot of expectations. So I had to perform. A lot of people doubt me. I saw Mauricio
Not many
Sullivan
people were
put a
doubting you,
picture
dude.
up of Jake. He don't put a picture up of me. A lot of people don't respect me. So there's a lot of pressure. And I had boxing on my...
But those are like a lot of the celebrities or people like who are like close with Jake. Most like people were on your side, dude. The whole stadium was like roaring for you. He got booed several times. The walkout in between rounds, like you had a lot of more people in your favor than you think.
Back today. And that was what it was, really. I took Jake as serious as I needed to, but most importantly, I take myself as serious as I need to. I respect myself, I respect boxing, and I know what it takes to get in the ring. You have to be prepared. And one slip-up could cost you in that ring. One slip-up could cost you in that ring. As I said, credit to Jake, I'll stand on that. I'm not gonna sit up here. If he would have beaten me, he would bash me. You know that, right? Imagine him
100%.
Now, they would have torn me and Eddie apart. But I'm not going to do that to Jake. I'm going to give him the credit. But if he wants to stay at the top level at heavyweight, he needs to work harder because it's very difficult. It's a very difficult division to reign in.
Thank you for what you did for boxing tonight.
Thank you, bro.
2 more, guys.
All right.
You all right, Michelle?
Hi, hey, how are you?
Good, you?
this has been a long one.
Fox Nation. Anthony, I could be wrong here, but I'd like to have you address this because there was a lot of speculation that in the last year and a half, that maybe you had fallen out of love with boxing because we weren't quite sure if we were going to see you back in the ring. I understand why you would take a fight like this because I think for you, it was probably a bit fun, right? Despite the pressure. But was it true? Did you fall out of love with boxing? And if so, how did you find it again?
I was trying to fall back in love with boxing. I realized, like, if you're a family man, I realized that I was working away from home. I was spending time with my friends. And, you know, my wife wasn't happy. So I had to kind of look at the decisions I was making. And I had to come back home to boxing. And I had to sacrifice. I had to take a look at my life. Make necessary changes to put my love back to the sport. This sport is unforgiving. If you don't give it 100% attention, those belts will be torn away from you and be put on someone else's waist who gives it the love and attention that boxing needs. And I wasn't giving it enough love and attention. So it wasn't that I stepped away because I didn't want to fight. It's I stepped away because I knew if I'm going to be in boxing, I need to be 100%.
Right.
And that's what it was. And it took me, I gave myself a year. I said, I'm going to give myself a year. And on September 21st, 2025, the year was done. We normally do 12-week training camp. September 21st, October 21st, November 21st, December 19th. 3 months of training, and we get straight back in the ring. So for me, it was a perfect plan. And I don't want to start like losing my focus now and go and start like socializing and let's get lit. You're popping right now, you know what I'm saying? Your boy's got to try and stay focused. It's difficult.
Yeah.
Staying focused takes effort, and I do need to though, because as I said, boxing, if you don't give it the love it needs, it will get up and leave and go and spend the night, your belts will spend the night with someone else. So I need to focus, man. And I took the time out because I just wanted to regain the focus I need if I'm going to fight.
And joining Alexander Usyk, his team, it came a bit of a shock to the boxing world. How did that come about, and how did you feel that you guys meshed?
So I spoke to Sergey, who works with Usyk, and he invited me down to their training camp. Ultimately, just to do some rounds. There was nothing more to it, but our schedules didn't align at the time. And I spoke to them. I then spoke to Tom Hall, who's a good friend of mine, and he said, look, let's try and find some time in your schedule. Put boxing first and go out there. They're a very good team. You want to win, They're winners. If you want to win, surround yourself with winners. Spoke to Eddie, spoke to family. Everyone said it's a good idea. I was initially going to go out there for 2 weeks. That turned into 3 months. That turned into a fight. And long may it continue. It's been a really good experience, a really good eye-opener. And I think I can definitely do more. I done well.
Yeah.
Becoming 2-time heavyweight champion of the world.
100%.
But I think if I would have known what it takes, I think I would have been undisputed. To the young fighters coming up, you have to work harder. If you really want to win and you really want to get to the top of boxing like Usyk has, you have to work harder. And that's what I've learned with these guys is hard work doesn't lie. Hard work will give you the results you need. And, you know, tonight wasn't perfect, but the result was a win. And that only happened because of the work we put in over the last 2-3 months. So thank you to the team for your efforts. I appreciate it. Thank you to MVP. Thank you to Matchroom. Thank you to everybody involved. I hope I see you guys soon. And for those that celebrate Christmas, enjoy your Christmas. And for those that don't, enjoy the festive period. Thank you for your love, appreciation for the sport, and we'll see you soon.
Amen. Well said.
Thank you.
Guys, I think he kind of nailed everything. I mean, as far as talking about Jake and his experience and how the brain is everything with the fighting, right? Like, Jake's got a lot of physicalness, but, you know, there's some with, you talk about these fighters with the mental, you know, we're talking about levels to this shit, right? The other thing, you know, to point out, too, is, you know, it really does seem that, you know, Anthony's done with this. You know, Anthony is done with, he's ready to move on. He wants to keep going with the career. And I think that's also commendable. And he also gave Jake his flowers. So a lot of good things to break down from there. And all in all, just, the guy seems awesome, seems really cool. I've obviously heard his name in the past. Didn't, like, know how, like, he, you know, speaks, what he's like, and just kind of hearing him. It's, you know, seems like a really cool dude. And he got the win. So, yeah, that's my take.